Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is a mod review, look at the mods from yesterday. Well, it depends when you're watching this, of course. These are mods for Monday the 28th of September. Apologies for the lateness of the posting of this video. Yesterday I spent the day with one of my family members who had to have surgery, had to have an operation yesterday, so I was with them, but then also brought them home, and they weren't allowed to be left alone and that kind of thing. So I was with that particular person. I'm not going to go into more details. They're absolutely fine, everything's okay, but I was unable to do a mod review yesterday, and that's why this is late posting. But it would appear that Monday, yesterday the 28th, was Mad Mod Monday. We have got a load of mods, and we have got some updates too. The updates for yesterday are as follows. So from top left, Masna Dolina by Puma145 has had an update. I would always urge you, when updates have popped up, go over into the Modhub or onto the Farming Simulator website, onto the Modhub on there, and read the changelogs. Some of them, the changelogs are huge, and so much has changed. Masna Dolina has had a fair bit of an overhaul. The John Deere 7R, 8R, 8RT, 8RX pack by Seed Modding has had an update, but there's also there's been a console release of the EU version. The original version was a US version. There has been an EU console release version as part of that rolled out update. It's the same pack in essence, a few different tyre choice options, and obviously not all the US spec stuff. But again, I would urge you have a look. There's quite a lot has changed. The Cowshed by Nismo, the Freeland Bunker Silo by Agrotechnic Nordeifel, and our now kind of regularly scheduled change update to RDC FS19 by Alberto has come out. So we're back into the autumn change. Again, that has had a massive change, huge overhaul. Rather than it being you put seasons on, it runs through the seasons, Alberto changes it seasonally. The whole map changes and gets a huge revamp, and all sorts of things get changed. But those are the updates for yesterday the 28th. And so to the mods. We have a few packs today, which is why it's a kind of bit of a Mad Mod Monday, because when you initially look and think, oh okay, that's not so bad, some of the packs have got a lot of stuff in them, so it does get a little bit complicated, but it's not a problem, we'll get through them. Right in front of us here, this made me smile actually, this is by Centro Stihl. This is the liquid organic fertilizer dispenser, otherwise known as a slurry spreader to you and I, but I thought that was an interesting way of putting it. Liquid organic fertilizer dispenser. Very nice indeed. This will use 4 slots. Nice tidy mod. I think it's 6,000 litres. We'll have a look in the mod hub anyway, of course we will, in the store. But yeah, I mean the details, like bolts, and it's very nicely done. Nice mod. It only comes in this colour. There aren't any options available to change the colour or anything like that. I think it spreads out to 10 metres as well, which we'll also have a look at. This you will find under tools, under slurry tanks. There we go. 13,000 to buy. Yeah, 6,000 litre capacity. Runs at 10 miles an hour. 10 metre spread. Only requires 85 horsepower. And like I say, options available. There are none. You get what you get. So let's hook up to it. Turn it on. And there we go. We are dispensing organic liquid fertilizer. Very nice. Not too expensive. Not a bad capacity. It's not going to, I mean, I suppose you could do a massive farm with it. It would take you a while going backwards and forwards, but there we go. That's by Centro Stihl. We're going to have a look at this one next. This is the Lancer Pendulum 600. This is by FBR Modding. This will do solid fertilizer or lime. It is, how many slots was this? It's because there's so many. I've got so many things written down on a piece of paper, and so many numbers, and I can't even find it now. 3 slots, sorry. nicely detailed, gravity fed dispenser. This you will find under tools, under fertilizer technology. There you go, 3,000 to buy. And like I said, only 3 slots, which is pretty handy. Lime or fertilizer out to 18 metres, 600 litres. That's why it's the Lancer 600. It will run at 12 miles an hour. There are no options available. You get what you get. There you go. Nozzle flicks side to side. Something a little bit different, isn't it? Not a bad spread that for a small one as well. And the flow rate didn't seem to be too bad either for an 18 metre spread. That's pretty good. Like that. Moving on from there, which order I do this in? We'll have a look at this first. Or next. Anyway, this is the Lizard Logger. This is by FarmSimWorld FS Modding. This will use 4 slots. It is a log trailer. We do have a few log trailers already. It's really nicely detailed as well, this one. I like this like chunky support section at the back. Lots of rigidity in that as well. But yeah, really nicely detailed log trailer. It does have straps along its length. The bunks don't move, they're fixed in place. This you will find under tools, under forestry equipment. There you go, 28,000 to buy. And like I say, only 4 slots. Options available. We can change the rim colour, and we do have the options at the start with polished metal, chrome. Then we've got some metallics. There's some mattes, some satins as well, blacks and blues and greens and all sorts. So some nice options available for rim colour. Then main colour, we've got a fairly standard colour palette, depending on how we want to look at it. There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a log trailer. It's got straps. It will haul logs. Yeah, nice mod that. So, moving on from there, we've got these. These are very nice as well. I like these a lot. I like the look of them. Price isn't too bad. Slot count's very good. Not a bad thing. But there are a couple of drawbacks. Well, it depends how you look at it. If there's always an argument between realism and, you know, and some lorries have things and some don't, and you know, these don't have trailer hitches on the back. So if you are just using your lorry as a lorry, literally just pulls your trailers and that's it. Your semi-trailers, 5th wheel attachment, you're absolutely golden. Nothing wrong with these whatsoever. I know a lot of people often use their lorries as a bit of a workhorse with trailer hitches to pull other types of trailers. I know a lot of people like the option to have a 3-point link or a PTO and all that kind of stuff. Again, you know, it's horses for courses. There are different mods and different vehicles for different options, but these are very nice. This is the VStRuk or the VStRuk. The HY400, this is by Vanquish081 VSR Modding Sur. I think it's with Rowley Christie 1. Is it so? Who else is? It's just those 2. Anyway, yeah, nicely detailed. Nice ergonomic design. Few options available on these as well. Goes up to 640 horsepower, I think it is. I've got a 560 there, and I think we've got 640. Yeah, 640 horsepower. And like I said, pricing isn't too bad either. These you'll find under vehicles, under trucks. Actually, while we're scrolling across, when you look at, I mean, the cheap. I mean, there are a lot of modded ones, and there's some cheaper ones out there. Of course, there are. The Warrior's 119, the Phoenix Tatra Phoenix is 121. The standard Man TGS is 130, and they kind of vary. 105 for the base model of this, which is pretty good. The base model is 400 horsepower, again, not to be sniffed at, and only 10 slots. So when you look at some of the other ones, 20 slots, 44, 38, 15 for the BSMs, which isn't too bad, the 850s, 16s, whatever. So 10 slots is pretty good. I'll be totally honest, not bad at all. 55 mile an hour top speed. We can change the main colour to anything on that colour palette, like so. Rim colour to anything on that colour palette, like so. Don't then we've got the option of lizard. Now this way, I guess, I mean, I suppose because it's more of an off-road thing, we've got lizard or Trelleborg. And if you get the Trelleborg, it jacks the whole thing up, raises suspension up, slightly more chunky tyres. I suppose if you're going to do forestry and that kind of thing, I'm all for chunky tyres and stuff. I like that, but that to me that looks a bit odd. I'm not knocking the mod at all. It's not the mod, but I don't know. I suppose because that looks more like a lorry you're used to seeing. I suppose I don't know. So yeah, lizard and Trelleborg are the two options, and then we got the option of 4x2 or 6x4. It does add a bit more on, so already the price is kind of going up a little bit. The main colour adds another £3,000. The wheel setup. I mean, it's interesting that it does say the standard price. A lot of these mods we get, and the standard price says 100,000 or whatever, like this one does. But the wheel setup, if you go for lizard standard, the 4x2 doesn't add anything on. Obviously, the 6x4 adds 9,500. If you then switch to Trelleborg, automatically the 4x2 is an extra 4,500. I suppose because of all the suspension, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just something to bear in mind. And then we've got the engine setup. So we've got the HY400 at 400 horsepower, the HY460 at 460 horsepower, the 560 at 560, the 640 at 640 horsepower. For an extra 19 grand up to 640 horsepower, that's not too bad. Which brings the whole setup in at 145,800 with a few changes and alterations here and there. Not bad at all. It doesn't matter which one we jump in. What I do like about the lights, if we scroll through our light options, rear work, wider beams, then we got a main beam option. Often you only get if you've got the side panel plugged in, so it's nice to have that as an option as we scroll through, having that main beam option. Horn. There are no doors that open, I don't think. L1, R1, L1, R1, nope. The animations and cab movement and vehicle movement on the suspension and stuff is really nice. It's got a very natural kind of swing and sway. Look at the cab moving on the. Like I know that's not purely for this mod. I know a few mods have it, but I like it. I think that's really nice. It has a very natural feel to it. In cab. Really nicely detailed in here as well. Very, very nice mod. So there we go. Not too expensive, not too high on the slot count, nice horsepower. Yeah, nice tidy mod. Let's turn that off. By Vanquish081 VSR Modding Sir. Very cool. From here, let's go over here next. This was a weird one. This threw me a little bit. So in the Modhub it says Gate by Daniel X321. There's a picture of a barn with a gate in front. So I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. But weirdly, it's not a gate; it's a fence. So, and this is a kind of a pack. So we've got a Polish barn, a fence panel, and a post. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why it just says gate, but regardless, really nicely detailed little Polish barn. This will use, where is it on my list? The barn's 17 slots. The fence panel is 2 slots. The fence post is 1 slot. What I like about this one as well, when you go inside, I mean, the detail's incredible on it. Really, really highly detailed. And to be fair, 17 slots isn't that bad. Like I say, we've had some recently that have been really, really high slot counts with less detail, which is interesting. Lights. Oh, there's only one light over there. But I like the fact we've got this little stone staircase going up, so you've got a bit of a hayloft that you can actually access fairly easily. So if you want to put bales up here, you know, small bales if you want to throw them, or if not, up with a telehandler or something like that. But Yeah, nicely detailed. And I've always said this, I do like a drive-through barn, so it depends on what sort of trailers you're using. It does make life a little bit easier. You're not going to get massive trailers through here, but it fits a purpose and it's a nice mod. So you will find the barn itself, like I said, 17 2 and 1 slots. The barn is under placeables and sheds. There you go, 35,000. And the post and gate is under miscellaneous. There you go. So the fence panel itself is 200 and the post is 40, 2 slots and 1 slot. Yeah, I mean, it's there. It is what it is. It does its thing. That's by Daniel X321. Moving on, more lone oakery. I am starting to wonder if it's a little bit like the Millennial Farms map. Pretty much everything now is coming over from the lone oak. It does beg the question, if you want that lone oak feel, wouldn't you just play on lone oak? I mean, it's lovely having all the mods and all the stuff, so you can put them anywhere, so you can add that feel to any map. But I mean, it's everything now. It's amazing. Let's start with here. So we've got the Lone Oak Pig Farm Pack by GeForce Modding, Oxygendavid, and BulletBill. Now this one doesn't say Lone Wolf. I don't know if that's just hasn't been added in or not, because they normally do. So from Lone Oak, when you come down the driveway, normally you've got this building you first come to. A little bit further along, this one is normally set a bit further, and then the pig pen is a little bit sort of over here. So I was just trying to put it all down on the ground to make everything fit today. So we have got the large barn is 13 slots, the shed is 6 slots, and the actual pig pen itself is 22 on console. The pig pen will hold 500 pigs. I don't think these have lighting again. GeForce Modding messaged on one of my mod reviews last week to say they are working on updates for some of the ones that have come out already for lighting and stuff. Because if you go in and have a look, there are no lights in here and there are no light switches. But nice big open barn building, loads of space with a bit around the sides here as well for putting, no doors on these at all, but for storage of whatever you want to store in here. The shed over this side, again, no lights or light switches, but as far as I know, they are in the pipeline. And then the actual pig pen itself, just over here. Your livestock animal trigger dialog box is just here for buying, selling, loading or unloading. Your slurry point is there. Putting straw bedding in, the trigger is just here. When I backed up to do it, it's literally just there. We have got our water trigger just there, feed trigger just here, and then over the other side we have got our manure point. I think it was over this. Am I losing my mind? Yeah, just round here. I was going to say, I'm sure there was. Your manure point is just there, which automatically goes in. They don't have to be mucked out at all. So again, nice stuff from the Lone Oak Farm map, brought to us by a GeForce Modding Oxygendavid BulletBill. Now this you will find mixed. So we've got the sheds are under placeables and sheds. So the large red barn is 40,000, and like I said, that's 13 slots. The shed is 15,000 and 6 slots. If we go up to animal pens, the Lone Oak Pig Husbandry is 80,000, 22 slots, holds 500, requires all the usual things you need for feeding your pigs on a daily basis. Now, what also came from the Lone Oak map as well is the Lone Oak Silo by GeForce Modding, Oxygendavid, BulletBill and Lone Wolf. So this is the silo system from it. Now this actually comes in 2 flavours. You've got standard and you've got multi-fruit. So if you want to go more kind of, not hardcore is the wrong word, but authentic, I guess, you can have the standard version, or there is a multi-fruit version available if you wish. They are 13 slots each for these. Really nicely detailed. Although the actual grating that's quite small, the trigger's fairly standard. It's not like you've got to find a tiny little spot on here. It works no problem at all. So for putting into the silos is just here. For collecting out the silos is around the other side. It does start off with one of these, and I know people say, oh, what's the point? It's just to help to kind of guide you on if you want it there. If you don't want that to show you where the point is, go up to it, press circle, and it will disappear. You don't have to have that if you don't want to, but it is there should you wish to have it. The multi-fruit silo holds pretty much everything. I don't think it holds water though. I know some of the multi-fruit silos we've had recently, and thank you to Bear and Papa for pointing that out to me, because I had missed it in all honesty. Some of them do take water nowadays. These you will find under placeables, under silos, and as I said, you've got the Lone Oak silo, 169,000, 13 slots. That will hold your standard crop types, but it will also hold potato, sugar beet and sugar cane. Or you've got the Lone Oak multi-fruit silo, which holds pretty much everything. If you've got the add-on straw harvest, it will do straw pellets and hay pellets as well. Again, 690,000 litre capacity for 169,000 to buy. Not bad at all. Very nice looking. Which direction shall I head in now? Right. These have been eagerly anticipated. I know with the whole MN Millennial Farmer map and the various different mods coming out, and a lot of people wanting to recreate, the Zach Johnson feel of what's going on. The Batwing mower, we've got the John Deere HX20 Batwing mower by Blacksheep modding. There are two variants, I guess, of this within the options. Nicely detailed mod. 6.2 meters, I think it is, but again, we will have a look in the store menu. These will use 10 slots for the first one, and then the slot count will drop. Really nicely detailed. There's a light package as well. That one, I don't think I went for the light package, but that one, I think I did. Yeah. There's cabling and lights, or maybe I did on both. I can't remember now. Yeah, maybe. We'll have a look at them in store first. These you'll find. Sorry, it's because I set a lot of this up, and I'm coming back, and there's so many mods. I'm just trying to get my head around it all. So under mowers, I'm a little bit distracted with various things that are going on at the moment. I do apologise. So there we go. The HX20, 15,000 to buy. Only requires 50 horsepower as well, which is amazing. Really low horsepower requirement. 6.2 metre. Like I say, it will use 10 slots, but then that drops down to 1, as you can see there, because we've already got one. Runs at 13 miles per hour. Options available on this, so you can have it with tyre options, John Deere or Mitas. And then we've got light system, no, or I think both of them I've got light systems, haven't I? Yeah. It adds the light system on. And then we've got remove windrows, no, or yes. That's important, so be careful. Remove windrows, no, leaves the windrows. So if you want to collect the grass and you want to use it that you cut, you absolutely can. Some people like to just cut the grass because they're trying to clear verges, they're trying to clear an area, they want it to look tidier and neater, but they don't actually want the grass or need the grass. If you put it on remove windrows, yes, you don't get any grass on the ground. We'll have a look at both of them because I've got one of each. I can't remember which one. I think the folded one leaves the windrows and the unfolded one doesn't. But it doesn't matter. You'll see it as soon as I operate it. It'll be glaringly obvious. So I say, not too expensive. And again, for me, yes, we've got mowers in game, but it's nice to have something different. Mowing is mowing. I don't mind doing mowing. If anything, I find it very therapeutic in making bales and that kind of thing. But it's nice to have a completely different design, a different look. Something a little bit different. So the light package, as I said, I did go for the light package on both these, I think. Let's turn the lights off, turn it on, drop it down. Of course it will be the other way around. So this one doesn't leave it behind. So as you see, we're cutting the grass and there's no grass being left. So if you are simply cutting the grass back because you want it to look neater and tidier, the turn on it is very good. I mean, obviously that helps because I've got the all-wheel steer on the JCB, but still pretty good turn. I'm pretty sure Zach Johnson's, he said it cuts up to, did he say 4.5-inch trees? His one, I mean, it just honks through stuff, cuts all sorts of stuff down, which is pretty impressive going. Because at the end of the day, it's just a big old solid, it's got sort of blade, and they swing out and just, yeah, very, very cool bits of kit in the real world. So let's drop it down. There we go. This is the one that leaves the grass behind. So yeah, be careful which one you choose, because if you want the grass, you want the one that does leave the windrows. But very nice indeed. Now when it says that, it doesn't windrow it up, it just leaves it on the ground. You will still need to windrow from there, but it will leave the grass behind. But eagerly anticipated by a lot of people I know. Nice looking mod, works well, animation smooth, tidy. Very cool. There you go. That's the John Deere HX20 by Blacksheep Modding. Cool. Moving on, we have another pack. This is the Brazilian Sheds by Centro Stihl. There are 4. Yep, 4 in this pack. I had to recount. I thought, was it 5 or 4? They run at 4 slots, 10 slots, 4 slots, and 7 slots on console for the first of each one. If you're not on console, it doesn't affect you. If you're on PC, you haven't got to worry about it. It's not. I know I do have a lot of people comment quite often asking what slots are. They're often PC players or new to PC or possibly even new to console and don't know what it all means, but it's to do with memory space and those kind of things. Anyway, nicely detailed, loads of detail on these all the way through. Lighting on each of these as well. We'll have a look in store first. These are under placeables, under sheds. So we've got the shed without doors, the Brazilian shed, the semi-closed shed, and the Brazilian shed closed. And like I said, these are the 30,000 each to buy, and they run at 4 slots, 10 slots, 4 slots, 7 slots, respectively. So when we go inside, the light switches are just here. Nice bright lighting. Drive through. Like I say, the textures are great. They're really nicely detailed mods. The girder sections above it, they're very nice, tidy mods. And the detailing on these, yeah, really nice. Lights on each one. Plenty of lighting. Closed at one end, and then this one, it says closed. That doesn't mean you can't get into it. It just means the doors are shut, but you can open them. And the other one opens the other end, so it is a drive-through. Light switch on the outside, which does the outside lighting and the lights all the way through. Yeah, nice pack this. Like I say, the detailing on it, even like on the doors and the roof sections. I know I've said this a lot today already. Very nice mods. Not bad at all. But you see what I mean about each one? It just says Brazilian Sheds. And then when you've got 4 in that pack and you add 3 bits in the Lone Oak Pig Farm pack, and then the next one we're going to come up against, or not the next mod, but the next pack has got even more in. It's absolutely bonkers. Anyway, so that's the Brazilian Sheds by Centro Stihl. The next mod we're going to have a look at, actually the next mod we're going to have a look at, I almost forgot about, is the Stihl MS660 chainsaw by Driver 300. If I press up on my D-pad, there we go, MS660. Swing around to the light so you can see it. This is the first time we've had a new chainsaw. There could be some argument to say, why? We've got 4 already, why do we need another one? The same reason as why do we need another tractor? Why do we need any more mowers? Why do we need any more sheds? Why do we need any more 3-metre cultivators? People are modding them. It's nice to have something a little bit different. I know Some people will always go for a particular type of chainsaw of the 4 we have available, but the good thing about this one as well is it's cheaper, which is wonderful. Now I haven't noticed it all when I've had a bit of a play with it a few minutes ago. I haven't noticed that it cuts trees down any quicker. It's not like it's super fast or anything like that. But when we have a look at it under tools and we go to chainsaws, the chainsaws are 1,000 to buy, but the new one is only 500, half the price. Results. So there you go. That's the Stihl MS660, only 500, and I think it's only one slot as well. Yeah, one slot. So that's by Driver 300, a new chainsaw to add to what we've got already. There we go. Right. Now, this one, I've been talking to Foo Farmer about this for a while. Foo Farmer messaged me and we had a bit of a chat backwards and forwards, which is always lovely. And we've had a few egg box, egg pallet, egg auto-load systems recently. This is by Foo Farmer. This is the egg crate. It's like a cardboard box for eggs, and the thing I like about this as well, the detail on this, it looks like cardboard. It's incredible. And it looks like it's been folded up, and the tab, you see like the tab bit there, looks like the tab's been tucked in the side to fold this up. Now, this is somewhere between auto-load trailers and the big egg pallet and doing boxes individually. So this is to kind of give you that intermediate point where it's still adding in that manual aspect to it, but with a semi-auto, you know, it's somewhere in between, and I like it as an option. It's really quite cool. These hold 600 litres, I believe, 4 boxes. But it does say, note that the number of egg boxes in the crate represent how full the crate is in litres. If you put in partial egg box, it might not be enough to trigger the next box to show. So what I did initially panic, and this is silly because Foo Farmer had already told me about this. What you can do is you can place them in the trigger and they will autofill. That one has autofilled. There are 4 boxes in there, so there's 600 litres of eggs in that box. And you can pick it up and manually move it. That's the whole point about it, because it's got a handle on the top so you can move the egg crate. So rather than moving 4 boxes individually, you can now do 4 in one go. It may not be for everybody, but I like the option of having it. Each one of these is only one slot as well to buy, so you can have a few of them. You can place a whole load of them in here if you want to. The other thing as well, when you've got individual, I hope this works now, you can actually put them into it like so. But like I say, it hasn't shown. So you start to think, oh, that's a bit of a worry. And when this was filling up, it was showing in the menu that I had 100 and whatever litres, but there was nothing in the box. It was only when it went over 150 that the first box did show. So I'm hoping, he says. There we go. So now the first box is showing. So you can put them in manually. So if you're getting these new and you've got a load of boxes already, you can already start to fill these up. But like I say, if you place a whole load of them in here, they will automatically fill, and you can come and grab them. They do strap down, which is really handy. And like I said, I like the fact that it's an option somewhere in between. The monotony of having to load by hand individual boxes one at a time can get a little bit much. And sometimes the auto load function seems a little bit sterile, a little bit kind of, it's not hands-on enough. I know it sounds a bit weird, but and then once they're full, grab your box, take it over to your RPay or whatever you're using. I love the art. I think it's just a brilliant little mod. They do strap down like so. Off you go to your sell point. When they've sold, the boxes don't disappear. These are yours. You bring your empty boxes back, and off you go again. Really, I mean, it seems like a simple thing, and I know Foo Farmer's been working on this for a little while. And then in the interim, a whole load of different stuff has come out. But yeah, like this a lot. So these you will find in, where are we? Under objects, under pallets. They're only 15 to buy as well. 15 to buy, 1 slot each, will hold 600 litres. When you buy them, they appear at the store. You go and collect them, put them on your trailer or in the back of your pickup or your rumbler van or whatever you're using, and away you go. Very cool indeed. Like that a lot. Which brings me on to, are we on to the last mod for today? And when I say last mod, the last mod pack. And when I say today, I mean yesterday. But anyway, regardless of that, this is bonkers. This is the Timbered Farmpack by RitchiF. There's loads in this pack. We've got a cow shed, a pig shed, a sheepfold, 3 open shelters, a large garage, horse stable, house, sleep trigger, and farm silo multi-fruits, all in this pack, as you can see, spread out all over the place. Slot counts, I'll be honest as well, are not that bad when you consider the detail on these as well. So what I'm going to do is start over here. These are the 3 open shelters. We've got this one at 5 slots, that one at 6 slots, and that one at 9. Is that way round? We'll have a look in the store. That does seem a bit odd that way around. But anyway, regardless, detailing, texturing on these is fantastic. The entire pack. The timber looks like timber. There's little bits of detail knocking about here and there. I know not everyone's a fan of what they consider to be rubbish or whatever strewn about. It just adds a little bit more to it. Bits of greenery here and there just help break it all up and make it all a little bit different. This one's got a sort of double garage, drive-through section on that as well. It does say on this pack that the lighting on all of these is automatic, so it will come on itself. There are no light switches. Open section on this one and there as well. And then we've got this slightly small one, drive-through section. Like I say, you can put your bales under it. As I've always said with shelters, anything you like. I'm not going to list everything you can put underneath it. It's obvious. You can put whatever you like under them. They belong to you. So these you will find under placeables, under sheds. So we have got the Open Shed 1, Open Shed 2 and Open Shed 3 are the ones we've just looked at. I'm sure that was the order I wrote them in, which seems a bit bizarre to me. I'm sure it was 5 slots, 6 slots and 9 slots. Well, there you go. The shed is the it's the garage. It's the large garage it refers to, but in here it says shed. So 24,200, 35,000, 23,200, and the garage shed we're going to have a look at now is 55 grand, and that is 14 slots. That one is this building just here. Again, loads of detail. And for 14 slots, I'm you know, you can't really fault it. Again, well, I'm not saying with the whole pack, lighting is automatic. And when it says garage, I mean for putting vehicles and that kind of thing. There's not a workshop trigger or anything like that in this particular one. So that's all of those in that section under sheds, which brings me, which is behind me, we'll go on to this one here. This is the farmhouse with double garage, sleep trigger, again really nicely detailed. This one is 11 slots, again 11 slots for that amount of detail. It's amazing, really cool. Garages open and close, and we've got a drive-through kind of archway type garage. The gate does open at the back here. Now you can't go inside the building. The trigger is just out here by the bench, so if I go on that, press L3. I'm not tired at the moment, but that is where your sleep trigger is. I'm kind of blown away, I think, because recently we've had quite a few mods where the slot count's been really high. I'm still kind of quite gobsmacked at the amount of detail and how low the slot count is, isn't it? Very cool. So this one you'll find under farmhouses, placeables farmhouses, 75 grand, and like I said, only 14 slots, and that's your sleep trigger. Here we've got the small multi-fruit silo, also 14 slots, which is rather impressive. Loading in is there, collecting out is just above. Now this is a multi-fruit, but it doesn't hold everything. But fairly high as well, so you can get pretty high trailers through here, which also helps. This you'll find under placeables and silos, 85 grand, 500,000 litre capacity, but like I say, if you look at the bottom, it doesn't take everything. There are a few things missing. You know what, there's an easy way around this, bear with me 1 second. So, the trailer underneath here, it will do wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, potatoes, sugar beets, total mixed ration, chaff, silage, grass, hay, straw, pig food. Right, so it won't do fertilizer, won't do seed, won't do the add-on straw harvest stuff, it doesn't do manure. So there are a few things missing off the kind of list. So it is multi-fruit forage stuff as well, but it won't do everything. Like I say, there are kind of varying degrees of multi-fruit silo. Some will do absolutely everything, some will do various different types. But anyway, moving on. So also part of this pack, this is the cow shed. The cow shed will hold 100 cows. Again, really nicely detailed. One thing I noticed, and as you can probably see already, when I placed it, the grass inside does grow, but the outside section hasn't. So you may, depending on what map you're on, want to sort of re-landscape a little bit around it. So if we open up here, our trigger, buy, sell, load or unload, animal dialog box is at this end, just here. Our milk trigger is just there. As we go through, we've got our feed trigger in here, and we've got our water trigger just there. Our trigger for straw for bedding is this side, and I literally just backed in ever so slightly by the door there, and that's where your trigger is for bedding. Slurry point is just there, and your manure automatically comes out in this section round the back here. Like I say, holds 100. We'll have a look at all the pens together in one go. I'll have a look round, then we'll have a look at them in the store menu. So that's the cow shed. Next to us here we've got the sheep fold. The sheep fold holds 50 sheep. Oh, sorry, that one is 20 slots, by the way. That's 20, again, not too bad. The sheep fold next to us will hold 50 sheep, is only 9 slots. Dialog box is just here for buying, selling, loading or unloading. Our feed trigger, as you can see, is just here. Our wall pallet spawn point is just there. Water trough is just there. Very handy indeed. We've also got in this pack a horse stable. Pasture's the wrong word for it, but this will hold 4 horses. It is 14 slots. Water trigger is just there. Feed trigger is here, and bedding trigger is just there. Our dialog box is here, and I say it will hold 4 and for 14 slots, which is rather cool. And then the last, there's not a chicken one actually, interestingly, part of this pack, but we do have a pig shed. The pig shed is just over here. The pig shed will hold 60 pigs, is 17 slots. As we come round, we've got our manure point just there. Our slurry point is just here. Our water trigger is here, so putting water in is there. The actual trough itself is actually round on the inside. Because when I first looked at it, I'm thinking, how am I going to get to that trough? Because none of these bits here open. And I thought, I can't drive through, surely. But luckily, you don't have to worry, because obviously it's got some pipe work that runs through. Your trigger point is just here. Both these doors open, just to add a bit of immersion. I'm not sure what you could, I suppose, if you're doing small bags of feed, which might take you a while for that many pigs. If you've got them all, you could put them in there if you want to. And then your dialog box is just here, and their bedding trigger is just on the inside. So the trigger for buying, selling, loading, or unloading is just on the outside, and then just on the inside is the bedding trigger. Because as you can see, the straw bedding is on the floor just there. That does also close. And then their feed trough is round to the side. Just there. I think that's all of it in that pack. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, so the last of these then, placeables, animal pens. The cow shed's 140,000, will hold 100. The sheep pasture is 55,000, will hold 50. The pig enclosure will hold 60 for 70,000, and the horse paddock is 50,000 and will hold 4. And that, for Mad Mod Monday, I think it is it. Again, apologies for the delay in this being posted. I know a lot of people do wait for my mod reviews, and I apologise if you've had to wait longer than you would have liked to. Unfortunately, it is the way things go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, Thanks for watching.